It is 8 o'clock on the East Coast. It is 5 o'clock on the West Coast. It is the 22nd of January in the year of our Lord 2026, season 16, episode 29, and a milestone 750 times. You have been welcome to the Clubhouse Podcast, your one-stop shop for all things sports, entertainment, pop culture, pro wrestling. Of course, live every Thursday night. And I almost forgot. Hit the button and hit the thing here. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Welcome. My name is Rob. I am the executive producer of the Clubhouse Podcast. And right now I'm snug as a bug in a rug because I've been to the grocery store and I am not leaving the house for the next 3 days. That way for me is my co-host and a man who's probably in agreement with me on that. He is Alex.
Well, unfortunately, we are wide open, so only 2 days at this point, which would be Saturday and Sunday, but we'll see what this weekend brings.
At the bottom of your screen is the official fact checker of Sooner or Gator Productions, and a man that does not have a pooping Santa behind him. You may know him as Igbunu, but his mama named him Don Ford. I'm going to call him Don Ford. Hey, man.
Oh, me and Faith always say honey bunny.
I've got to get over there and fix his audio.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness mercy. All right, let's dive right in. Congratulations to the Hoosiers, your national champions of college football. First team to go 16-0 since 1896. And their first national championship since like the 50s.
Well, it's I believe it's actually their first football national championship, period.
Oh, really?
It is.
One before.
No, it's the first time.
Yeah,
Wow.
no, all of their known ones were obviously basketball. There were some other sports where they did wind up winning a national championship, but this is the first time for college football.
Yep.
And then the other Mendoza takes off.
I'm just
Well,
gonna go.
my question on that is, I thought he was a junior. Is he going to go to the draft next year, Mendoza, or is he a senior?
He would be foolish not to. Even if he was, the rule is 3 years. It doesn't really matter about class. You have to be removed from high school for 3 years, which is why oftentimes you see junior being that. Yeah. But it winds up with like red shirts and people in the transfer portal before they were able to play right away. You wind up with situations where people are sophomores joining the draft or different things like that. But yeah, he's done everything he can do at the college level. He's your first overall pick, especially since Dante Moore has pulled out of the draft. He's going to be in Vegas.
You think he'll say, you know what, I want to go back-to-back championships for the Hoosiers? I want to finish.
I don't think his stock's going to get any higher, Don.
No.
I just don't.
No, I at this point, it would be dumb. He would be risking injury, risking money, risking draft capital, and you're not going to go for earlier than 1. Nobody's going at draft pick 0, Don.
Now, do you think anybody would try to get him and like give like 2 first rounds for him?
Every single team who needs a quarterback may go after him. The difference that you have there is that teams are going to be really hesitant to give up picks, especially in next year's draft, because 27 and 28 are so talent stacked. So there may be a team that says, you know what, Fernando's our guy for the next 20 years. We'll mortgage the farm. We've seen crazier deals. I mean, remember Mike Ditka and Ricky Williams. It's decades ago, but the right team will pay the right price. I just don't think Vegas will ever give it up.
And you don't have to Google him anymore. He wins. That was how the coach, his first press conference. I win. Google me.
Google me.
Yeah. And he wins, and he's won. So congratulations.
Yep.
They did not cover, but they did win.
Well, and it's one of those that there's already people banging the drum about, like, do we have to create Signetti rules because he built the team off of the transfer portal? And it's like, y'all created this. I mean, he's just playing by the rules that are there now. So catch up or get out.
And I like that song. I don't care what anybody says.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear what you said, Rob.
We built this city on rock and roll.
There you go.
He says I like that song. Morava Johnson, hello to you. I'm actually in the chat. I mean, I got the comments up at this point. So, Can we pop that out? No.
What do you mean?
I was wondering maybe if I could pop it out as a separate window. So that way I've always got it there. Jason Jewel, hello to you as well. We appreciate you guys being with us tonight. NFL, and then there were 4.
Oh, yeah.
Both on Sunday as we get closer to the superb owl. 2:00 Sunday, we go back to Mile High. You know what? Day's been going great. Robert, thank you for asking. So I'm not sure where you are, but where we are bracing for some severe weather coming in tomorrow. I've made sure that all of my sweatpants and my blankets are properly laundered, and bought 4 bags full of firewood yesterday and some starter logs. And I actually got up early this morning. I was up before 7:00 so I could get to the grocery store before the crazies.
There you go.
But oddly enough, one of the things that people went on a run of that I didn't think about, fruit.
That's an interesting one.
Fruit shelves. No bananas. Not a banana to be found at the Kroger by the house.
Would you like the old Pennsyltucky trick I was thinking about?
What's that?
Where you buy a case of, let's say, beverages. Let's just keep it as beverages. This is a family show. And when you have the bad snow, just put them in the snow outside of the door.
Hey.
So you don't have to take fridge space.
Well, when we had Snowmageddon, one of my favorite things I did, because even though we ripped our faucets and everything, my sink in my kitchen still got frozen and backed up. So I would scoop it out and then go throw the water outside and watch it freeze in midair because it was so cold.
Well, let's hope we don't have anything too much like that. But we are down to the championship
Montana, we
round.
would just throw stuff outside in those frozen things and stuff like that. Literally, we use outside as a freezer.
Not sure what Lord Apollo is asking about. I don't Saturn worship. Not sure what that is. You like
Is that a car or the planet?
I don't know. Maybe. Patriots Broncos 2:00 Sunday. New England giving 4.5. I don't think that's enough because you've got Bo Nix going down. The guy that's backing him up hasn't thrown a pass in 4 years. And the Patriots are rolling. Give me the Patriots minus 4.5 in this, even on the road in Denver.
My only issue with the 4.5 is that being past the number of 3, and Denver still has a really good defense. Sean Payton knows how to scheme, and it's, with all due respect, it's not like Jarrett Stidham is just a greenhorn coming out of nowhere. The man was drafted by the Patriots. He's been in the league for years. There's a reason he consistently has a job as a backup. He is a smart player, and I kind of feel like Denver's going to keep it close. I still think the Patriots pull it out, but I think it is closer to like 2 or 3.
And that game will be on your local CVS affiliate or Paramount Plus if you're so inclined. Don.
Thinking 4.5, it'll be close, actually. And I know Patriots are on a roll, and I know if they're both cold weather teams and all that, they both play outside and they could get snow's not uncommon. Just that crowd enthusiasm and how loud it could get, I think that will give just that barely edge of being at home. I'm going to pick Denver in the end, goes to the Super Bowl.
All right, fair enough. The late game, your NFC champion.
Before we get off of that one, current expectations are a slight chance of snow with 4-mile-an-hour winds in Denver on Sunday.
Is it weird that we have a better chance of snow than they do in Denver in January on Sunday?
Yeah.
Technically, San Antonio has a better chance of snow, and that's insane.
Your NFC Championship happens Sunday afternoon at 5:30 Central from Lumen Field in Seattle on your local Fox affiliate. Rams, Seahawks. Seahawks giving 2.5. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I mean, I was listening back to the show, and we were all not sure that the spread on San Francisco was enough, and we were proven wrong.
In my defense, I was biased.
But Seahawks giving 2.5. The Rams shocked me last week. You know, both of my Super Bowl picks are out of it now, so it's all bets are off. No pun intended.
Oh, yeah.
I would still take the Seahawks -2.5 because as much as the Rams are clicking, the Seahawks just decided, oh, we're going to play football now and have run roughshod. There is not a team left in the playoffs that has more than 5 losses, which is awesome. But
Hey, the teams that win are in.
Agree with you. I think, especially being in Seattle, if it was in LA, different story. But that 12th man sometimes it could give that edge there. So I got to take Seattle even to win. Pick Seattle, give them the 2.5 or whatever it is at this time.
Alex, what you got?
So the interesting thing about this is if you took the 2.5 and combined both of the first 2 times these teams played each other earlier this season, you would still be under the number because the Rams won by 2 and the Seahawks won by 1. Both home teams won, so I'm going to lean on Seattle. I will say the Rams did not look as good as they could have, but I almost said Sean Payton again, but Sean McVay did acknowledge they should not have been running as few times as they did, because that is what their MO is. That's why they gave Kyron Williams the contract. It's why they run Balake Karoom, shout out Key, as they do, because it sets up everything for Stafford to hit those great receivers. Now, Seattle is an amazing defense that stops the run, but they're really good at ISO. So they're really good at isolating the pass or isolating the run. It's going to be a close game, but I still think Seattle covers the number at 3.
All right, let's get into your NBA standings, Eastern Conference, Atlantic Division, because the Atlantic is in the East. The Brooklyn Nets, 12 wins so far this year, boys. They are 14.5 games back. They are 11 games back of the Philadelphia 76ers. Philadelphia 2 games back on Toronto. Toronto and New York are tied because now Boston has overtaken the lead in that division by going 6-4 in their last 10, while the Knicks went 3-7. Got a little bit of shift in that division. In the Central Division,
do we think the Knicks are just coasting until the playoffs after winning the cup?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Good thing Indiana's got a parade for one of their teams on Saturday, because it ain't going to be for the other one right now. The Pacers are 10-35. The football team has 6 more wins than the basketball team. Just going to put it out there.
So far.
They're 2-8 in the division.
I didn't say it was good.
They're 23.5 back right now. They are, 9 back of Milwaukee. Milwaukee now 3 back of Chicago. The Bulls are 3 back of Cleveland. But Detroit, who's on a 4-game heater, they are 8.5 games up in the division. In the Southeast, for most of these teams anyway, the Washington Wizards, they're 13 back. They got a minus 11-point differential at this point. They, by the way, they have the same record as Indiana, and they're almost 4 points worse than the differential. They are 13 back. They're 5 back of Charlotte. Hornets are 4 back on Atlanta. Atlanta 3 back on the Heat. The Heat now only a game back on Orlando. So things are starting to get a little more snuggly as we get close to the All-Star break there. In the Western Conference Pacific Division, because the Pacific is in the West. Hey, we got to see you soon from our network. Shout out. Or is that us responding? Oh, okay. I'm used to us seeing us differently. Sacramento Kings, they're 15.5 back. They are 8 games back of the Clippers. Clippers now 5 back of Golden State, with rumors that Steve Kerr may retire after this year. He's not addressing it. But
he already has all the rings. He doesn't have anything else to do. It's the right time. I mean, don't get me wrong. Steve Kerr is still a phenomenal coach, but he has nothing left to prove. If he wants to be out of the eye of the hurricane, because the NBA has so many things that go on at any given moment, now is the exact kind of time where you look at Steve Kerr and it's like, you don't want him to leave, but you understand if he does.
Well, he does have one more year on the contract, as does Steph Curry, who's really the only one left from that era. So, I mean, I wouldn't blame him if he retired. I mean, the guy's been involved in the league pretty much since I was in high school. So, you know, he's got rings. He's going in the Hall of Fame, probably as a player and a coach. So what else are you going to do?
I bet you he becomes one of the team advisors, the standard operating for these coaches that do everything, but then don't get fired or leave. They always wind up transitioning into a front office role. See, Riley, Pat. It's just that way.
Yeah, I mean, he could be the president of basketball because we know Matt Ryan's the president of football in Atlanta, which, you know, I'd like to see the paperwork on that, but still.
You calm down. I don't even like Matt Ryan, and I know he has a degree in sports administration.
But still, president of football is one of the funniest things I've ever heard. Golden State is now 2.5 back on Phoenix and LA. They are now tied. Phoenix with 3 in a row and the Lakers with 2 in a row, but Phoenix with 7 and 3 in those last 10. Southwest Division. Fly Pelican is 21 games back, so they're still trying to learn to fly. They are 9 games back of the Mavericks. The Mavericks now a game back of Memphis. Memphis now 8.5 back of Houston. And Houston, 2.5 back of San Antonio. In the Northwest Division, the Utah Jazz.
Where they don't allow music.
They are, let's see, they're 21.5 games back in January. They're 7 back of Portland. Trailblazers are 5 back of Minnesota. Timberwolves 2 back on Denver. But Oklahoma City Thunder's going to thunder. They're 7.5 games up in the division. Let's get into your NHL standings real quick, make sure I'm not missing anything. All right. In the Eastern Conference Atlantic Division, the Ottawa Senators, they are, let's see, I'm trying to do math here. They're only 13 points back in the division currently. And they have a goal differential of -1, and they're the last in the.
God, I love hockey.
They are currently tied with my Panthers in the bottom of the barrel, who are a goal differential of -14. They're both 4 points back on Toronto. Maple Leafs 4 back on Boston. Boston and the Sabres are tied, but they're 3 back. Boston is a point behind the Sabres. The Sabres are now 4 back on Montreal Canadiens.
We really need to fix that audio.
Thank you very much. Yes. Montreal now 3 back on Detroit. Detroit now tied with Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's got a goal differential of +66, boys.
That's Tampa Bay. When has Tampa Bay not been, we're going to score more than you? Good luck keeping up.
They are now, I think it's like the 3rd best run in the franchise history in the last 15 games.
That would say a lot.
You're 13-9-0 at home. And they're 18-4-4 on the road. They're 9-0-1 in their last 10.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Don, where are we going?
Metropolitan Division.
Of course we are. In the basement, there are the New York Hockey Rangers. They are 18 points out of first place. They're 3 back on Columbus. Blue Jackets 3 back on Jersey and Washington, who are tied at 54. They're a point back on Philly. Philly now 4 back on the Islanders. Don, your Pittsburgh Penguins are in second in the division right now. Yeah, however, you're still 7 points back on Carolina, who's on a 3-game heater.
But they'll choke like they usually do. They start off strong, and then he kind of, after the All-Star break, I'll be, oh, Lord.
You got to keep hope alive, dude. Come on.
I know. It's just, you're so used to it. It's like,
but at the same time, this is also the Penguins. He has gotten to enjoy Pittsburgh's victories when it is the Penguins. It's just the rest of the teams that suck.
Not wrong. In the Central Division, it has no Eastern or Western. The St. Louis Blues and the Winnipeg Jets, they're in the cellar, and they are both 31 points out. They're both a point behind the Chicago Blackhawks, who are 3 back on Nashville. Predators are 6 back on Utah. The Mammoths are now 9 back on Minnesota. Minnesota, Dallas tied for second place, and they are both still 12 points back on Colorado. Interesting thing that came up yesterday, as we were preparing for the severe weather here in the Metroplex, I was getting my head edged yesterday. It was getting a little froofy on me. And the young lady cutting my hair, who's a big hockey fan, said she was very upset on New Year's Eve when the Stars started to slide a little bit because they played a song in the first period that they don't normally play to the second period. And when that happened, everything went to pot.
I think we know who to blame.
Yeah. Love you, Chippy.
But real quick, it is the Utah Mammoth, not Mammoths.
I like to think they run in herds.
Well, I think it might be a bit of a moose situation.
Okay.
I'm just going off of what they're using.
I have no argument for that.
You don't want to call it the Mammoths?
But when you said it, I heard it. That made Don laugh. I'm good. Pacific Division.
I thought he was having a stroke.
In the Pacific Division, the Vancouver Canucks.
If I can, a group of mammoths is called a herd or a tusk.
Interesting. A tusk of mammoth.
Herd or a tusk. You could call it a tusk of mammoths.
Nothing on that was
no,
tusk.
No, that's the from
that was tusk by
You hear, Rob?
No idea what's happening right now. Don't worry. If you're watching, you're not alone.
The Vancouver Canucks are currently 21 points out of first place. They are currently 8 back on Calgary. The Flames now 6 back on the Kings. Kings and San Jose are tied, and they are 2 points back on Anaheim. And the Ducks now 3 back on Edmonton. The Oilers now 2 back on Vegas. And boys, we might have a first.
What's that?
Hold on, I'm double checking the math here.
Okay.
We have a first, boys.
What's that?
That's not what I wanted to do. Go back, you silly goose laptop. North America's favorite game show is taking a very interesting turn.
Oh, boy.
Because tonight's North America's favorite game show, what is the goal differential for the Vancouver Canucks and the St. Louis Blues?
Hey, Don, do you want to guess? Do you want to guess the Canucks or the Blues? I'll take the other one.
This could be the first time in the history of North America's favorite game show.
So close to Canada. I'm going to take it to Canucks.
Okay, I'll take the Blues.
I'm going to say -40.
Can I finish?
Okay, go ahead.
God almighty. This could be the first time in the history of North America's favorite game show that there are 2 teams tied for the worst in that category at the same time. Because they wouldn't be
least
tied
for the show.
Yeah, on the show, yeah. And then we're talking any sport.
In the history of North America's favorite game show.
We're not just talking hockey. We're talking baseball, everything. We never had a tie.
Mm-hmm.
Never. I can't even think of a time. Nope. This is historic, everybody.
Boys, take your guesses.
-40.
I think the St. Louis Blues are worse than that. I'm going to say -46.
Now, technically, we would give the award to St. Louis because they have the worst record. They have more losses.
Oh, the overtime loss thing. Yeah.
But numbers is numbers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
St. Louis currently 50, 19, and 23. 8 of those 23 are overtime losses.
I'm sorry, 50?
They played 50 games. I'm sorry. They played 50 games. Yeah.
That got confusing real quick.
All of a sudden, it's like, did I sleep through the last 2 months? 19, 23, and 8. That's 46 points. That currently, as we said earlier, puts them 31 points out of first place. Now, Vancouver is 17, 28, and 5.
33.
Actually, technically, they would be the winners. They have 39 points. They're 21 points also. Or they're closer to first place, which is weird because Vegas is just doing Vegas things. St. Louis has lost 2 in a row. Vancouver's won 8-1 in their last 10.
Oh, wow.
Your closest without going over is Alex. At minus 50.
I feel like I guessed 48 and it was way too high last week. I was being cute coming down too, but here we are. Thanks, Vancouver. Thanks, St. Louis.
We want to stop down for just a minute and talk about our friends over at CBD House of Healing. If you're having issues, whether it's pain, sleepless nights, whether it's anxiety because of this time of year, especially here in the Metroplex, the weather's starting to get a little crazy. People are freaking out. You know, I got lucky that I went to the store when I did because I was looking at parking lots at 7:30 this morning that were just packed full of cars. My wife actually asked me to get something else. I said, no, I think I'm going to order it, and had Walmart deliver us a couple of power banks because my wife reminded me that we don't really have those in case we lose power and have to charge our cell phones. So shout out to Walmart for getting here in an hour this morning, right around lunchtime. But that causes stress. That causes anxiety. I mean, I didn't really sleep well last night because my brain was awake at 6:30 going, you got to go to the grocery store before all the crazies can come out. But if you want to be able to solve those problems and do it naturally, our friends at CBD House of Healing are here to help. It is a women-owned boutique. A women-owned boutique. Her name is Summer Hansen. She is a registered nurse. They only carry products from their lab. Highest quality standards, because they hold those standards high, because Summer wants to make sure that she's building trusted relationships with her customers so that they can make the best decision for self-care. That's the most important thing. Self-care, because we're not just going to send you somewhere where it's going to be like, bro, you should get this, bro. No, she knows what she's doing. She's been doing this for a long time. You can go to you can see everything right there on the screen. CBDDallas.com is the website. 8550 Plano Road, Suite 101. That's right there at Northwest Highway and Plano Road. Right there. It's kind of, I guess you could call it far east Dallas, because right just a little bit down the road, you're going to run into Garland, and in one other way, you're going to run into Mesquite. So it's right where all three of those things come together. If you need that relief, they got slushies. People love slushies. I don't care if it's cold outside. Slushies are awesome. If you want that relief, go see CBDDallas.com. Go check out the brick and mortar at 8550 Plano Road, Suite 101. Tell them we sent you. I mean, it's not going to do anything for you, but it makes me feel better about myself. All right, boys, let's get into TV with stuff we watched this week. I know tonight the season premiere of Trivial Pursuit happens, so I'll probably be watching that at some point. But nothing really from a TV standpoint for me this week. Anything from you, boys?
I have a bit of an interesting one on this because Night of the Seven Kingdoms premiered on HBO. There has been a lot that has happened in the world. Apparently, I watched it, I loved it, and I can't remember a moment of it, really, without being prompted.
I have a question.
Go for it.
Do I have to be caught up on House of Dragons to be able to watch Night of the Seven Kingdoms?
No. This falls in between, because the first one we had was Game of Thrones. If we're calling that 0, House of the Dragon is, I want to say, 500 years before, something like that. Like, it's an astronomical amount of time. And Night of the Seven Kingdoms is 100 years before Game of Thrones. So it would be hundreds of years after House of the Dragon. But it follows the popular story from George R.R. Martin called of the tales of Dunk and Egg, following Duncan the Tall and Aegon. You know what? I'm going to hesitate on that in case somebody might consider that a spoiler who doesn't know the material.
Fair enough.
I will tell you off air if you want.
All right. Don?
The House of Dragons 2. I find it interesting. I really don't follow the plot lines as much as like you guys and the Fantastic Faith Ford. It kind of reminded me of that film First Night with Heath Ledger in a way. But that's all I'm going to say.
Pause. That's
Yeah.
A Knight's Tale. You're thinking of A Knight's Tale.
Oh,
First Night was Sean Connery and Richard Gere.
I'm sorry. Knight's Tale.
Great film.
No, I just want to clarify.
No,
that is an incredibly fair assessment too.
Yeah, that's what kind. Now, and that's trying to be spoiler free as best as I can. But we started watching because they just released season 2, and we saw the interview with the great Walter Goggins. I call him Shane from The Shield. The Fallout on Prime.
Oh, Fallout. Yes.
We binged the first season in the last week. And now the season 2 just dropped, and we're going to start watching that one. Interesting. Ended the first season well. So now, yeah.
No. I was trying to signal to Rob that I had a question when you had finished, Don.
No, but it's a good story of the post-apocalypse society and the have and haves not. That's the best way.
The radiation,
yeah. But of course, when you have Walter Goggins, enough said.
Walton Goggins. Well, but what I have to ask Don.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What's going on, Rob?
I'm just letting Don know it's Walton Goggins.
Walton. Okay,
Yeah,
my bad.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you think Walton Goggins needed to have surgery after carrying the entirety of the first season, or was that just me?
Well, I mean,
because his back had to hurt.
Missing a nose, maybe.
Also, probably not the first time. You know what I mean?
It was good. So,
Ella Purnell is good as well, but Walton Goggins is doing yeoman's work in that first season of Fallout with as much range as he is, because I almost want to call it 2 characters, even though it's not.
Yeah.
Don, you know what I mean. We have not started the second season either.
All I love is how you find out his story in the end.
Yes, absolutely.
That's what I love about it.
That it is really incredibly done.
Yeah, the last 2 episodes really kicked the season, so I'm looking forward to the next one. We're gonna get on.
Good.
We got time this week.
All right. This next thing is not somebody we normally talk about, but the headline itself is worth mentioning. We want to send a quick shout out to Kourtney Kardashian. She celebrated 3 years of sobriety this past week. So we always want to recognize when people are doing better for themselves. Trying to break the chains of addiction.
Yep.
That's important. CBS Paramount has renewed The Amazing Race for season 39.
Wow.
Well, they see Survivor get to 50, and they're like, just green light everything that doesn't cost us much.
But they have also renewed George and Mandy's First Marriage for season 3.
I've actually heard good things about that.
Fox, Disney Plus, HBO, Hulu Max comes up next. Season 4 of The White Lotus, they've begun filming. They're at like a 19th century castle, and Steve Coogan's joining the cast.
Okay, that's a good ad. Steve Coogan makes everything better.
If you've never seen the Road movies, do yourself a solid. They're both amazing. Dueling Hugh Grants is one of the funniest things you'll ever see. That's all I'm saying. We have news on the Baywatch reboot. Did you boys see who's directing the pilot for this thing?
I'm not gonna lie. This is the fact that there is a Baywatch reboot is the news to me right now.
We've talked about it.
I feel like I've blocked it out.
Mick G is going to direct the pilot.
Interesting. I actually like Mick G too.
I think his style works with that style of show.
It really does.
This is the guy that did the Charlie's Angels movies. This is the guy that did a great show called Fastlane in the 90s with Peter Fasinelli and Jamie Foxx. Was that who was in that with him?
I honestly don't remember that movie. Or I mean that show.
Tiffany Thiessen was in it. Basically, they were like undercover cops who basically like worked off the grid, and they had a place called the Toy Store where they had all these cars and stuff. It was kind of like they were trying to do a little bit more of a modern Miami Vice, but didn't call it Miami Vice. Now you're gonna make me look it up because now I'm thinking.
Oh, I'm working on it. Keep going.
Bill Bellamy, Peter Fasinelli, Bill Bellamy, Vondi Curtis Hall, Bill Duke was in it. Tiffany Thiessen. So that's who it was.
Yeah. See, for me, I always go back to I still don't understand people who didn't like Terminator Salvation. I know it's going way back. I don't understand. I enjoyed it. And that was McGee.
And there's a director's cut on Blu-ray that I have. I think a lot of people poo-poo on it because of the shenanigans that happened on that set. You know, but it is what it is. February 21st, boys.
Okay.
Gonna be a very special time.
What's that?
Because February 21st, it will be time to set the tone.
Allegedly.
Shoresy, season 5, Hulu, February 21st. It has been renewed for season 6 coming next year.
Which one again?
Well, we only finished the first act.
I know.
Shoresy.
I'm very. You know how much I've.
No. Hold on. No, Don Shoresby.
Shoresby.
Is the Shoresy?
Shoresy.
It's the spinoff from Letterkenny
Okay. All right.
that we love so much.
Absolutely.
So anytime you hear me yell "set the tone," I'm referring to that show.
Or go till you can't go no more.
As I did in the middle of Cosm during the Stanley Cup Finals as the game started.
Yes, you did.
Right,
That actually got applause, sir. Don't sell yourself short. There was
I'm
applause.
owning it. I'm owning it and loving it. Let's see. Netflix. Don't forget, tomorrow night is Skyscraper Live
But
with
why?
Seth Rollins, part of the broadcast team.
But
It's
why?
cool.
I will be busy doing just about anything else.
I have a sock drawer.
But on the upswing, they are working on a documentary about Martin Short.
I am intrigued.
As am I. There's somebody joining the season 2 of The Hunting Wives that I had to look and go, yeah, that's who they're talking about. Did you guys see this week?
No clue.
Angel Reese is joining the cast of The Hunting Wives in season 2. Yes, Angel Reese from the WNBA.
Sorry, what just happened?
Yeah.
Huh?
Angel Reese will be in season 2 of The Hunting Wives.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not an Angel Reese hater. I just didn't expect that transition.
And I even put, yes, that Angel Reese. But you know what? Brittany Snow, how you doing? Malin Ackerman, how you doing? I'm just saying. They have all, that gets season 2, but they have canceled The Abandons. This was that Western that they were doing. And they have also canceled the Vince Staples show. So you got that going for you. Interesting news. I don't know if you guys saw, but the Bond films are starting to show up on Netflix now.
I saw a couple of them pop up, and I didn't want to get too excited.
And coming soon, Taylor Sheridan's shows will be going there from Paramount Plus. Could this be a power move? Probably not, because when 98% of your shareholders don't want that deal, and then Paramount goes, well, you know what? We'll extend the offer to February 20th. What was that Winona song? What part of, or Lori Morgan, what part of no do you not understand?
Yeah.
Because now Netflix is going to Warner Brothers. Hey, we'll just buy it. We'll give you cash offer now. This thing's just weird. I've been fascinated to see the debate on this because one of my favorite YouTube channels, Bullets and Blockbusters, did a video this past week saying how if Netflix buys Warner Brothers, it's going to ruin everything. And I'm like, I don't think it will, because part of it was he was talking about theatrical runs. And I was thinking about this yesterday. Is there such thing as a dollar theater anymore?
I can't think of one in Dallas.
I believe it is, but they're few and far between, especially with the advent of streaming. I think your closest thing to a dollar theater would be more of a smaller, almost Alamo type theater where you can put on the big screen what you want with the theater.
Right. And, and the Netflix CEO is saying it would be at least a 30-day theatrical run, which is fine. Although Bullets and Blockbusters said 17, the quote is 30. Which, I mean, after 30 days, unless you are Thunder Smurfs or Avengers Doomsday or something of its ilk, 30 days is about right.
And we have experience on this show that Netflix wants theatrical runs. They have already established even their least profitable method 4 theaters with the finale of Stranger Things, where they sold tickets in the form of essentially the theater selling you a gift card to go along with the seat you selected, so that the theater makes their money off of whatever you use the gift card on, and then you get the tickets because Netflix sees the value to theater experiences. I hope this is actually not smoke and it is genuine fire, because it was a great idea. It was a great experience. Netflix knows their money's in subscriptions, but the awards, the credibility, and all of that will always be in theater houses.
Agree 100%. You know, last thing from Netflix. You know, they do this Netflix is a joke comedy festival every year. We have a reunion coming. If I croon you with a song that goes a little something like this, it's business time. Nothing?
I got nothing.
Flight of the Conchords is reuniting for the Netflix is a Joke Festival this year, and I am excited.
I should have been able to peg that, but Flight of the Conchords always, to me, is always talking about what a feminist he is with his mother. That's for some reason the one that sticks in my head.
This is Bowie calling Bowie. Great song. Also, the most beautiful girl in the room. Absolute banger.
Yeah.
Got my buddy Dave. Good one, Dave. That just made, and the fact that he's like, if you were in a room with supermodels, she'd be pretty hot, probably top 3. You know? And they use the word kebab, which makes me laugh. But yeah, they're getting back together for the Netflix is a Joke Festival later this year. Tickets go on sale, I believe, this weekend, if you're going to be able to go to that. Lifetime, who we don't really talk about much on this show, but they made an announcement this week. Kelly Ripa was talking to Susan Lucci, and it's come up now that Lifetime is going to be doing 2 movies based on All My Children. Which I was like, I mean, I liken this to, remember about 10 years ago, there was a chapter where LL Cool J wasn't going to be LL Cool J anymore. And Jimmy Kimmel said to him, hey, if you're not going to use LL Cool J, can I use LL Cool J? I kind of feel like this is that kind of a situation.
I'm picturing like 2 production teams, like one's waiting outside, like it's our turn to use this set. And it's like, what are we doing? I mean, it's Lifetime. I'm already not going to watch it, but
yeah, but you're also not the target demo either.
But at the same time, All My Children is popular, so I guess they'll get multiple watches on both movies? ?
Yeah. NBC Peacock Universal has said season 3 of House of Villains is going to kick off February 26th at 9 Eastern, if you're a fan of that show. And they have renewed Matlock for season 3. So the Kathy Bates retirement goes another year. Because she said once the show's done, she's retiring. So
did she say she was retiring from TV or retiring, period, though?
Period. This is her last thing.
Oh. Well, she has earned it.
We have more casting for Prime Video's God of War. Teresa Palmer is going to be playing Sif. So that cat just keeps growing.
Did you happen to see the quote about Ryan Hurst from the voice actor? And I apologize, I'm drawing a blank. I believe his name was Michael. You've interviewed him, haven't you?
Michael Papajohn?
No, not that one. He was in Stargate SG-1. I am feeling terrible right now. Just a moment. I thought you had recently.
What voice actor?
TV star. That I'm trying to find his name.
Okay.
The one that played Kratos. This is riveting. Oh, Christopher Judge.
I can neither confirm nor deny that I've interviewed him.
I apologize. I thought you had interviewed him, but they asked him at a fan expo how he felt about Ryan Hurst being cast in the role that only he has ever been. Now, mind you, it's in video games and animated, but he said that the one thing he insisted would happen was that somebody who played Kratos had to love the games as much as he did, and had went into detail about how much Ryan Hurst loves those games, that he endorses him as Kratos, and even was kind of alluding to the fact that he loves the game so much he begged to be Thor in Ragnarok.
All right, fair enough.
So you know what, Christopher Judge signs off, I'm cool with it. I mean, I like Ryan Hurst, but hearing it signed off by the Kratos really gives it magnitude.
Now, the aforementioned Michael Papajohn's actually going to be, he was announced as a guest at a show coming up. I'll be working in March. So keep your eyes open for that. The Legally Blonde prequel Elle will premiere July 1st and has already gotten renewed for a second season. So if that's your bag. And we have more God of War casting. Max Parker, who was on the Netflix show Boots, he will be Heimdall.
Oh. So that'll be interesting.
TV on DVD and Blu-ray this week, Castlevania Nocturne Season 2. This is the anime that was on Netflix. Ruby Volume 7. This is the anime as well. The complete series on Blu-ray of the new Fred and Barney show. That was late 70s, early 80s, somewhere there. And One Piece Season 14, Voyage 8. This is the show that never ends.
Wait, wasn't it One Piece that had a note of like, oh yeah, when we finish this, we're gonna do normal seasons now?
Oh, Lord. I mean, that show's got over 1,200 episodes at this point.
But that's what I mean. It's some show that's been going on forever that they're finally gonna close the loop on the first season, even though it's been decades. I think it was One Piece.
All right, let's get into movie talk and stuff we watched this week. Gentlemen?
Yes, sir.
Anything that's not a new release?
Only the new releases, I think, for me.
Don.
I got one. It came on, was it Stars, I think, or MGM this last weekend? It finally dropped. The remake of The Running Man.
Oh, did it?
Paramount Plus.
That's on Paramount. Okay, that's going to be on the list for me to watch this weekend.
Yeah, it's either on Stars or MGM, but it's one of those cable ones, and we watched it this last weekend. I like the premise of it, how it's The Running Man, but in a different way, shape, or form. It goes in a different track. But at the end, I thought was a little too long to say that. Of course, you got Two-Face from the Dark Knight. That guy could do no wrong. Playing the Running Man, and it gives some kudos to Schwarzenegger and stuff like that, which was kind of cool. But overall, if I was to do a recommendation like on our usual thing, I would say home streaming service like that, like Stars or on Netflix or something.
And just for the record, gentlemen, you're both right, because IMDb is showing it on Paramount Plus and MGM Plus.
Yeah.
So
but we do watch it on the TV on the cable service, so not the Paramount.
I got you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Alex.
So I want to clarify, Rob, have you not seen The Running Man yet, the new one?
I have not.
Can I drop a name real quick?
Please.
I had a brief exchange with a man who goes by Bishop Dyer now.
Oh.
About what he should be watching between The Running Man and Another Choice. Now, if you want to go back and watch our year-end review with all the movies that we did love, we didn't really get into the honorable mentions because we did run very long. But one of the honorable mentions I had was The Running Man. It is so much more fun than it has any business being. If you turn off the brain and just enjoy it, don't think of it from the Schwarzenegger port over. Glenn Powell is so much fun. Coleman Domingo is great. Josh Brolin is perfectly smarmy. I really enjoyed it to the point where it was almost in my top 10 for last year just based on how fun it was. Yes, it is ostensibly ridiculous numerous times over.
Yeah.
Lee Pace, really good, even though you don't really know it's Lee Pace for quite some time. But I'm kind of with Don. I definitely recommend seeing it because it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Like I said, I'll put it in my queue this weekend now that I know that I can stream it. By the way, speaking of our lists, I have recorded the first episode, and if you are one of our Patreons, I will be filling you in on the rest of my list that I did not get to on the show because we only do top and bottom 10. And then when I get to the point where Alex and I have the same amount of movies left, he will join me. So going up this weekend will be numbers 81 through 94. So get ready for that. And then I'll be doing 10 a week after that. So Don, get your running total this year so you can do that with us next year.
Yeah.
All right. Don't just have.
I already got. Let's go. I have
Okay,
Running
good.
Man.
Good.
And I have my thing
Oh,
from.
Running Man, that's 2025, not 2026. So,
Yeah.
Alex,
He's starting over 2025.
So, Alex, you said you didn't have anything for this?
No, the only thing I have, we're going to be talking about in new releases.
I've got two to talk about, both Netflix releases this week. The first one it's called One Last Adventure. It is the making of Stranger Things season 5. The only thing I will say is if you've watched all of the stuff that they've been putting on YouTube for the last few weeks, there's not much more you're going to learn because they've done specific scenes that they've broken down with the cast and crew, as well as other stuff. It's still good, but it was one of those, I don't know that I learned that much from it. Also this week, and I told you guys I was going to watch it Friday. I did not watch it on Friday, but I did watch it on Saturday. I did watch the Netflix new release, The Rip, with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. There's a lot of people dogging it. I really liked it.
I literally haven't heard anything on this yet, which is why I was looking forward to hearing you talk about whether or not you enjoyed it.
So basically, they are Miami cops who, from a Crime Stoppers tip, go to a drug house and stumble on a lot of money. Like a lot of money. Is it Sarah Callie that was Supergirl in The Flash? She's in this. Teyana Taylor's in this.
Oh, Sasha Callie?
Yeah, Sasha Callie. She's in this. It's really good. It takes a lot of cool twists and turns. Everything has a purpose, which I really like because it all comes out in the wash. It runs about an hour 56, but I recommend it. I think it's a lot of fun. I would see this at a theater. I think it'd be fun.
Can I add on that I did see it also? And
Okay.
To add. One thing that it is based off a true event, basically, because if you called in, hey, there's a stash house here, and the tip counted to be true, and you gave the information, they would give you a cut of that in real life. And that was the thing.
Don, you're messing with spoilers right now.
What?
You're messing with spoilers right now.
No, I'm just saying, but that's what they publicly released.
I understand, but that's not something that they're advertising in trailers and things of that nature.
Yeah, exactly. Even
give me a hand signal when I can get back on with my ears in.
But I do want to say it was because I'm saying that from the interview that Affleck said publicly. So, but it's based off real events, basically the premises, and it gets interesting. And like I said, I like the twist at the end.
Yeah,
it kind of turns out they were thinking.
There were a lot of twists. That second half of that, it's all over the place.
Yeah, and the thing is, they were thinking men in the end, and you see how they were at the end. That's what I liked about it.
Yeah,
so I'd recommend it.
Go check it out. All right, I want to add a new feature this week because it's something for a while that I tried to avoid, and I'm at the point now where I'm not going to try to avoid them as much, especially since my home theater's kind of upgraded a little bit with some shuffling I did around my house. And our new feature this week is called Trailer Talk. Insert theme song here. There's a couple of trailers I want to talk about. Both dropped today. One is this new animated series that they're doing called Maul Shadow Lord on Disney Plus. This is a Darth Maul animated series. It's only a teaser, Doesn't really tell you much about it, but I'm interested. I want to see where this goes.
Well, it's arguably one of the most single-dimensional movie characters who became a phenomenal television character, so I'm looking forward to it.
The other one, how do I say this?
Is it the one that idiots are getting mad at?
Idiots get mad about a lot of things.
Oh, I understand. But this one has a splash.
Trailer for Masters of the Universe today. Oh my God. This looks bat guano crazy, and I am fully here for this. Holy mackerel, this looks awesome. Let's go. June 5th. I am circling it on my calendar. There's no way I'm not seeing this in the best possible presentation. Holy mackerel. Like, I got a text from friend of the show, Russ, last night asking if I'd watch it. I'm like, no, I'm going to watch it tomorrow because I want to watch it on my big screen. And I'm so glad I did because holy mackerel, I'm ready for this movie. Let's go. I want to go to there. Have either of you boys seen it?
No.
After the show?
I've mostly just been dealing with people complaining about pronouns after it.
I don't. That's actually, it's a joke.
I know it is, but I'm dealing with idiots who don't get it.
But that made me giggle when I saw that piece of the trailer.
It should.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah. So guys, when we get off air, go check out this trailer. It's fantastic. It looks amazing. I'm all in. I got a text from a friend of the show, Richard Sheely, and he was like, "Oh, I don't really like Jared Leto." I said the good news is you're probably not going to see him because he's playing Skeletor, so there's no real need to see him. It's just at one point, if he says something and then runs away, I'm happy. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. All right.
Remember,
Oscar nominations are out. Congratulations to Sinners for setting a record with 16 nominations.
Yeah, bring it.
One battle after another. It's 13, which means Warner Brothers has now tied their own record by having a total of 29 nominations for their studio. Wicked for Good gets shut out.
A lot, yeah.
K-pop Demon Hunters has 2. Did I buy the soundtrack today? Yes, I did. Did I buy the score today?
Okay.
I did. Did I buy the deluxe edition of the soundtrack that has the sing-alongs on it? Yes, I did.
There is one more version of the soundtrack I recommend.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been playing it in my office because in offices, you try to not be combative or anything that could be considered in poor taste. Vitamin String Quartet did the K-pop Demon Hunters in an orchestral quartet version. And it's been playing throughout my office and nobody's caught it yet.
Now we have to wait till next week.
Yeah.
I
do want to add that they were on, was it Controls, the song that got nominated on the K-pop? Golden. They played that on, they actually were the musical guests about a week and a half ago on Kimmel. They sounded incredible live. They sounded
and real quick, Ray Ami.
Yeah.
Speaking of musical guests, SNL last week. I like A$AP Rocky. That was weird. And Finn Wolfhard. This week is Tiana Taylor and a group called Geese. Got nothing.
Are they Canadian?
I don't know.
No, then they'd be Canadian Gooses.
We're getting a new version of The Exorcist that's going to be directed by Mike Flanagan. With Scarlett Johansson and Jacob Jupe.
See that?
Here for it.
Yep.
That was the first. I want to say The Exorcist was the first true horror movie I ever saw, and it was in middle school. That and in the original Halloween, very close to each other. So, James Wan's Paranormal Activity prequel is now set for May 21st of next year. So get ready for that. It'll be the 8th movie in that franchise.
Let it die. There hasn't been a good one in 15 years. Let it die.
J.J. Abrams' next film, which we know nothing about, but it's got an all-star cast, is called The Great Beyond. It'll be released November 13th, and it will get an IMAX run. So prepare for very big lens flares.
This is going to be the most intense version of Defend Your Life you've ever seen.
We have a director for the Jamie Lee Curtis Murder, She Wrote movie. If I say the name Jason Moore, does that mean anything to you boys?
Yes. Why does that mean something?
He directed the first Pitch Perfect.
Never seen it.
And he's directing Murder, She Wrote. So why not? And I probably should have tied this into trailer talk, but Alex and I talked about a trailer for a movie about a month and a half ago. And it was one of those, you see the cast in this, and one member of this cast I may have the opportunity to interview here in a few weeks. And you're like, what is happening right now? It's a movie that takes place in Vietnam that was called Primitive War.
I still think we need to see this.
You're getting a sequel, sir.
Sir, we still need to do this, if only for a brown bag special.
And the dinosaurs are going to have Cold War alliances.
Well, that is the next one, unless they're going to do, well, Korea was before. So.
I can't. Movie new releases in places you get to see movie new releases this week. I got to see The Testament of Ann Lee. You can see my review for that at www.theclubhousepodcast.com.
Our website.
That's our website.
It's not for everybody. I would just say go read the review because it's a rabbit hole we can fall down. But all three of us did see Mercy with Chris Pratt and Rebecca Ferguson. All three of our reviews are up too. Alex and I liked it more than Don did,
which does surprise me. I would have expected Don, who did get the premium format viewing, to have liked it better than us.
Well, and it's interesting because Don's point, part of the reason Don didn't enjoy it, and Don, roll with me on this and correct me if I'm wrong, but I read it and I edited it, so I know. His argument for why he didn't, one of the reasons he didn't enjoy it, almost
liked it, but didn't like it.
Right.
Okay.
Almost is in strict contrast to part of the reason that Alex and I did like it. Because this thing looks crooked on my this thing looks crooked on my camera. Here's the thing. One of the things that I really liked about this film, about Mercy, is that it doesn't go out of its way to be an indictment or an endorsement of AI. However, Don kind of wanted them to take a side.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, no, I can see that. Right, Don does like firm stances. He doesn't like waffling.
I say that in my original thing that maybe you, because the edit is I kind of want to put it nicely, is that there's always good and bad to technology advances. And it did show some good. I think this was more a thing of society, and maybe be careful, because if not, we might get the Terminator in this kind of thing. That's the low premise I saw. But I think that was an underlying thing where they're trying to make that more point than of the whodunit. Some of it was predictable. I like the idea. The new
careful there, Don.
Yeah,
I think he's doing okay.
That was getting very close.
He's doing okay.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get too far into it.
Yeah, I would definitely say go read all three of our reviews, because one thing I love is when all three of us see a film that you get three unique perspectives. because we don't get together and decide what we're going to write beforehand.
Yeah.
We all write individually, and then I post on Thursday afternoon for Friday releases. And there's 3 definite viewpoints on this film.
And I will say this is that the 3D for me, I if you're going to pay that extra money for it, I don't think it was worth the extra charge versus the more I got out of 3D like other films. Hate to tell you, like Thunder, I usually call them Thunder Smurfs or Avatar. There were, or some of the, I could say, Marvel movies, MCU films that come out in 3D, how that really enhanced it. This one, it didn't really do much for me as the 3D part. I don't think it was worth it more as other films. I think it'd be worth the extra money. That's just me personally. Yeah.
Al, go ahead.
I think there might be something to this. And I because Don, you did have IMAX 3D, correct?
Yes.
So when Rob and I saw it, it was in a standard, very lovely theater, but very standard. And we literally, if I may, Rob,
please
correct me if you don't agree. Is the words that I lost. From seeing it in standard, looked really cool, but we could see moments where we were like, I bet that's going to be awesome in IMAX. I bet that's going to be awesome in Dolby. I bet that's going to be awesome in 3D. Do you think there's a chance they maybe scaled down the effects so that it would play better in standard theaters and wound up failing at 3D?
See it.
Okay. But what you're saying is it wasn't bad animation. You just felt taken out by it.
No, it wasn't bad. It's just I don't think it enhances as much as other films. And if you're going to pay that much, I don't think you're going to get as much as it if there were other films like from the MCU or Avatar where it would.
I've got
enhancement more.
I have A-list, so it doesn't cost me anything additional. And I'm going to go. I'm going to try to go and compare and contrast.
Yeah.
So also this week, going back to the well of Return to Silent Hill, if we go back to that video game franchise. That trailer looks creepy as all get up, and I'm out. Also this week, a movie that I've gotten...
To be fair, the trailer for people who do enjoy horror, and especially ones who do like Silent Hill, are really excited about how they're going with it, because it feels like a natural continuation while still doing honor to the original.
Also this week, a movie called H is for Hawk, which we've heard a lot about through emails on this. This has Claire Foy and Brendan Gleeson. After losing her beloved father, Helen finds herself saved by an unlikely friendship with a stubborn hawk named Mabel. So you got that going for you. Also this week, a movie I've heard a little bit about, and I was hoping we'd get a screening for, but there just hasn't been a lot of buzz. It is actually called Clicka. This is...
We've been getting a number of emails on it.
A small-town musician pushes to carve a place for himself in the new wave of Mexican-American music after a clip of him performing one of his songs goes viral. I'm interested in this. I'm truly interested in this. So we'll see where that goes. Also, we have The Dreamer Cinderella this week. This is I'm going to totally screw this up. The Cinderella story of Conchito, a fruit vendor whose life takes an unexpected turn when a film director makes her the subject of a daring bet. What follows may destroy her life or make her a star. Tara Reid is in this. Paul Johansson is in this. Let's see. Marie Elizabeth DeWitt as well. Elizabeth Wood. I mean, I'd check it out. I wouldn't go out of my way, but I'd check it out. Let's see. Make sure I got everything covered. Oh, yeah. I also want to add something else to our movie new releases this week. I've realized that we don't talk a lot about new releases on streaming services. And I'm not talking about movies that were in theaters. I'm talking about streaming originals. So I had to do a little searching to find a website that'll do that. But we've got a couple this week. There's a 2-parter. Part 1 drops today. Part 2 drops tomorrow on HBO Max. It is a documentary about Mel Brooks. That is called Mel Brooks, the 99-year-old man. I will be watching it this weekend.
And also today I learned, connected to that the writer of World War Z is Mel Brooks' son.
Yep. That is
correct,
sir.
Broke me today.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And Netflix has The Big Fake dropping tomorrow. I did not put that on a tab, so you'll just have to give me just a moment here. This looks to be a foreign film. It takes place in Rome in the 1970s. When Tony arrives in the city with the dream of being a great artist, his hunger for life, destiny, and perhaps even history will lead him to become the greatest of all forgers. A little intrigued by that. We also have coming Tuesday to a Netflix near you. We have Queen of Chess. Of course, I have to do that now. Dadgummit, Alden, New Jersey. As we wait for that search to finish. This is also a foreign film. I believe it's a documentary. Yes, it is a Netflix documentary about Hungarian chess prodigy Judith Polgar as she challenges Garry Kasparov and her controlling father over 15 years, breaking gender barriers to become the greatest female player and one of history's finest in the game of chess. So you got that. And then this coming Wednesday, Alex and I will be probably near our Prime Video channels for The Wrecking Crew. Oh, welcome back.
I am excited for The Wrecking Crew. And if that's another one of the trailers, you don't need it. It's going to be exactly what you expect it to be. Just enjoy the movie.
Momoa, Dave Bautista, Marina Baccarin, the kid that plays Peter's best friend in the Spider-Man movies. This is, it's exactly what you think it's going to be, and I will be watching it hopefully before we go on air next week because
I still find it funny that I have been asking for Gerard Butler and Drew McIntyre to make a brothers movie for over a year now, and lo and behold, we get Batista and Momoa. I will accept this.
Movies on DVD and Blu-ray this week. No big new releases, but a lot of 4K upgrades. If you needed your 4K copy of the Garbage Pail Kids movie, that'll be available to you this coming week. Also, the original, the OG 4K release of The Mechanic. If you've never, not the Jason Statham one.
Yeah.
The Charles Bronson one.
Bronson, yes. I thought it was Bronson, but I doubted myself.
If you've never seen this, watch the original. The ending of the original is so much more boss, dude. Like, I don't want to ruin the ending, but oh my God. The way the original ends is so much better. Also, a 4K of the Rolling Stones concert film, Let's Spend the Night Together. And the subject of the documentary, Worst Movie Ever, Troll 2, gets a 4K release for some reason. And Alex mentioned this earlier, a 4K steelbook for World War Z comes out on Tuesday.
Didn't even know the connective.
Arrow Video this week does they already have done the limited edition, but the standard edition of Black Hat, which I think I came up with the greatest alternate title of all time in Thordfish.
You did.
And an old film called Cheap Thrills gets their limited edition. Criterion Collection this week. They are releasing the Nicole Kidman Birth movie. A little creepy. Also, the original 1985 version in 4K of Kiss of the Spider-Woman, which, great film. And it's finally arriving at my house on Tuesday. I'm so excited for my Criterion 4K edition of House Party.
There you go.
I have waited for this for so long, and the day is upon us. I even double-checked that it was the 4K, and it is. I'm very excited. I'm popping that bad boy in the player. That's all I'm saying. All right. You ever wonder about other shows on this network? Pay close attention.
Hello, it's Mike Reiner of Your Dark Companion here. Let me ask you, are you looking for something to fill the long dead air hours of your day? Well, join the Sunset Lounge DFW and Your Dark Companion on patreon.com, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcasts. Replace those sad, slow hours with sports, pop culture, music woven into interesting conversations. So step inside the green door, have a seat at the bar, and get in the groove with those shows and so very much more.
I would like to give quote of the week to Groobs, who on YDC last week said the phrase, history isn't real. And now, this. Let's get into the other piece of the show, the Cheap Podcast, your one-stop shop for all things as it pertains to the world of professional wrestling. We start this week. I don't know why you guys got kicked off the stage for some reason. That was weird. I had to put you back in while the video played. We start this week with an RIP. Bobby Duncombe Sr. passes away at the age of 81. If you remember 90s WCW, there was Bobby Duncombe Jr. He actually passed away about 2 years ago or so. His dad went to West Texas State, which is where Dusty went, which is where the Funk Brothers went. Played a year for the St. Louis Cardinals in 1960. Was an AWA tag champ with Blackjack Lanza, and he was a member of the Heenan family in the AWA. Very storied career. A lot of respect for Bobby Duncombe Sr., and we want to send the best to his family and friends. Anything you guys want to add to that of anything maybe that I missed on Bobby Duncombe Sr.?
If you've ever watched for any point, you hear the name Bobby Duncombe and you know you're locked in. That's just basically, the history. Don?
Yeah. I mean, didn't follow his career that much, knew of him, but he's still an integral part. He's going to be down in wrestling history.
6 years ago this week, Alex and I were out of the country because we were on a Jericho cruise. Had a fantastic time. I'm sad that those videos have been lost to the internet because Facebook purged everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I tell you that because there was a guy on that cruise who is a friend of the show who made his return this past week. Welcome back via CMLL to the great Flip Gordon.
Yes.
He is back. We're great. We're so happy that Flip's back.
Well, but he lives full time in Mexico. He is married, has a kid. He resides there. That is his prime base of operation. But we've not forgotten our friend Travis. But Flip, glad to have you back.
Let's talk a little TNA right now. The Inspiration allegedly has fulfilled their contractual duties and may be free agents at this point, which led us to, we're kind of go in reverse order because we always talk about please first. Genesis was a thing. It was a thing. Nemeth tried to cash in at the end, but then he gets stopped by Mike Santana, and I was really going to get mad if they took that belt away from him again.
You and me both.
I want to say something to everybody out there. If you wait long enough in this life, dreams can come true. Look at me, babe. I'm with you. You got to have them. Tonight on Impact, children. Why is that so crooked? I'm going to fix that. Tonight on Impact, it is the return of Feast or Fired. Let's go! One of my favorite TNA Impact matches of all time returns tonight. For those of you that do not know, there will be 4 people in the ring. On post, there will be a box or a briefcase.
Yep.
They
if tradition continues.
Correct. I'm hoping they do a men's and a women's because I don't think we've ever had women's Feast or Fired. 3 of those briefcases will have title shots in them. The 4th one, you don't got no job no more. As we know, Curry Man once got the Fired briefcase. He thought he had a shot at the Fired championship. Because konnichiwa. I'm so happy that it's coming back tonight. But last week was the premiere on AMC. I did not realize there were only 3 matches on that whole card. But I do appreciate that in the opening, there were a number of shots of the Colwell Center, which I thought was kind of cool. And they had a TNA flag out there with the Texas flag and the American flag. I thought that was kind of neat. We got AJ's old school theme when he came out in the beginning. Go ahead, Alex.
So there has not been a women's Feast or Fired. However, in 2015, Velvet Sky was one of the participants.
She's beautiful.
And immediately got fired.
She's beautiful, and that's Velvet. We got old school AJ theme, Get Ready to Fly, which made me happy. And there we are basically one step between this show and that particular episode, because the Hardys were in the opening match and they were played in by the guitar slayer Justin Lyons, who has been on YDC. I was there and got to meet him. He's the guy that plays for the Mavericks and the Stars and stuff. And he basically played the guitar stuff from Jeff Hardy's theme, which was awesome. So shout out to Just. You did a great job, my friend. And they put his name on the screen, everything big. And I made sure to text Becca to let her know. Here's the thing. Am I the only one that watched Impact? Let me just say that first.
Yep.
Last week.
I thought I recorded it. I only got through half of it when the women's tag team.
Okay. So they had what they called Hollywood Row, where they had some influencers and a bunch of people in there. If you're, I appreciate that you did that. Maybe not where you put them, because number one, they gave them tickets to the event, but they had to handle all their own expenses. But they put them on front row camera side, not TV side. The problem with that is if you go back and watch the footage, you just see a sea of empty seats behind them. Not a good look.
No.
That's all I'm saying. Not good luck. Not a good luck. So, we now have the formerly known Sonya Deville now part of TNA as Daria Ray. She is the suit, and it's an acronym of some form. She's now basically co-GMing with Santino, and she brings Elena Black, formerly known as Cora Jade, who is apparently now romantically linked to the KC Navarro. So congrats to those kids. We now have Mr. Elegance, which is not the same guy it was 2 weeks ago. He's been transformed. He is now he's a guy from Ohio Valley Wrestling known as AJZ, Andreas John Ziegler. But it's spelled like Zeke Ziegler, not like Dolph Ziegler. And as Don said, we have new Knockouts champs in the Elegance brand. So they've now got the belts back. And of course, Mike Santana did win the Texas Death Match. And that he won that Saturday night after he won the title on Friday night or Thursday night.
Yeah. That was Ash there in the end. I only saw part of it. That was Ash by Elegance that came back for the show in Dallas. What?
Yeah, she was there.
Now, is she able? She's not able to wrestle. Is that correct?
Right.
She's not cleared for competition, but she is still under contract. So they are looking at possibly using her as a figurehead, similar to what Sonya Deville, Daria Ray, which I believe is her real name.
She was actually part of the panel in the pre-show for Genesis.
Right. And the last reports I saw was they were looking for her as something more in the not so much training sphere as much as a maybe nutritionist, since that is her MO.
Not a lot of WWE to talk about. We're going to have a lot to talk about next week as we get ready for the Rumble. But I feel
like this was a rough week to watch anything, really.
A headline came down today, and Alex is not going to be happy. One of his least favorite humans may be on his way to the company. And it's not because it's a guy he doesn't like. It's a guy that I don't want to say the word, maybe envious of a little bit. Rumored to be coming to the company, Evil.
That's the funny thing is I actually like Evil.
That's what I'm
genuinely like Evil, but there is a level of some jealousy there.
Because
and I may or may not have said it to his face in Vegas.
Because
he is the Mr. Io Shirai, now known as Io Sky.
And has been for quite some time now. They've been married for a while.
They have been together a very long time, since before she ever came to the stateside.
Said Evil. What wrestler are you?
He's called
that's
Evil.
his name.
He's from New Japan. Yeah.
Okay.
He was the head of the House of Torture. He was in Los Ingobernables. He was kind of the number 2 to Tetsuya Naito.
All right.
He's actually a really, really Tony Khan doesn't like him apparently, but
okay.
He's a Japanese powerhouse wrestler, and he's really good.
Word about Javon Evans that he was evaluated for a concussion after SmackDown. They say he's going to be okay. So that was a bit of a scary moment there on Friday night.
I worry that this is going to be a repeated thing with how he wrestles, and I'm not going to say he's unseasoned because he's phenomenally talented, and I'm not saying that facetiously. He really is that good. But I wonder if some of the training that may be missed on these people that are getting pushed quickly, because he is very young, is how to protect themselves more or better. I'm worried that this might become a thing if he doesn't get coached.
Saturday night's main event is this week, so get ready for that as they go from Europe to here to Saudi. Still don't understand. Still no progress on the Raw commercials from Netflix. I got a feeling because I even tried to do the trick that you told me, Alex, and it didn't work.
It's really sneaky to catch on the jump. So Netflix, you might as well just wait for after the fact because they'll remove the commercials for you, but you are going to get editing. You are going to get possibly things cut.
Well, and the latest I can really wait's the next morning, and I did that again, and I still have the commercials because I'm trying to keep up with news and everything else and not get things split. So, AEW Collision in a move that kind of surprised me, but I also am not surprised. You have new trios champions. Adam Page.
We knew why that was happening, though.
Well, Hobbs took the pin. He's going to the company, more than likely going to show up next Saturday. We talked about that a little bit last week. But I like some of the names that people were coming up with. Air Horse 1, I think, is my Clubhouse favorite.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about for Will Hobbs.
No, for the trios champs.
Yeah. Well, I will say I
with
heard.
The horse. That's funny.
I heard one for Will Hobbs that I cannot stop giggling at.
Okay.
So the E, as we will refer to it right now, traditionally likes to take people and give them names that they own, that the company owns. But they will also be sneaky and keep it close. So instead of calling him Powerhouse Hobbs, somebody else who I am friends with online has started referring to him as Mitochondria Jones. And I don't know why. I can't stop giggling at it. Rob, you want to explain?
I'm going to let you go with it, too. You got to land the bird on this.
The powerhouse of the cell?
Yeah. I can't.
Yeah.
Don, I think I got a big... Go ahead, Don.
If Hobbs goes to the company, which is more than likely, do you think they'll put him on SmackDown Raw, or will they put him in NXT?
May I?
Yeah.
Because I actually gave you my answer last week on the show.
What?
I actually gave you my answer last week on this show.
I'm asking Alex.
This is a paint by numbers. You send him to NXT to work with Ricky. In fact, I bet you they get down to that new champion match, and that's his debut to interrupt.
Just ask it.
Don, I've got a big announcement for you coming up here in a second.
Okay.
We also want to say shout out to the Bennetts who welcomed their third child into the world, William Mercury Bennett. So shout out to them. But Don,
listen.
Oh, I don't know if this is going to happen or not now. Allegedly. Because with the weather this weekend, I don't know if this is going to get postponed. But
hold on. I think I can answer this for you before you get cut off. They are already recording Collision for this weekend. They did it after Dynamite.
I'm not talking about Collision.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because I know that's the one, and I didn't know if that would be when you said with the weather.
No, with the weather, I'm talking about down the street Saturday night. That there's supposed to be a taping that will air right before this show goes on the air next week. ROH Global Wars is coming back next week, Don. Ring of Honor versus MPX.
That's cool.
Do I have your attention now?
Yeah, I would.
Tony Khan announced it last week on Ring of Honor with Athena. That's what they're doing. They're supposed to be taping Saturday night, but I don't know how they're dealing with that with the weather because it is supposed to be next week's episode of Ring of Honor. So I saw that last week and I said, I'm not even gonna tell Don. I'm gonna wait till we're on the show because I know that's gonna make Don incredibly happy.
So they're supposed to be filming it this Saturday.
Yes,
allegedly.
because they're doing that residency at the esports arena. But I don't know how that's. Alex, do you have any updates on that by chance?
Allegedly, they just recorded so that they would have something after Dynamite. Rumor has it that everything they're going to use, if the weather happens as it's expected, they're not going to risk their talent, and they're going to play Collision from Orlando, which they recorded after Dynamite. I do not have a definitive on that, but I'll take a look.
Anything definitive on Global Wars, though?
Oh, that I have not heard anything on yet.
Okay, because they're supposed to tape that Saturday night. That's where the conundrum is for me on that.
Check.
And I would like to do this. He said, rumor has it, and I thought about the Adele song. Okay. Anything else you boys want to talk about while we're all together?
It's been TV. Oh, go ahead, Alex.
No. Please feel free, Don. I'm still looking up. Go for it.
Yeah, because I was thinking about. I saw how Wrexham actually won a European League Cup game. Right now, there's always been that talk where Wrexham started off bad this year, and they did, but now they're winning some games. And here's the thing: they are just 3 points out, which is basically a win from being in contention to be in the playoffs to get relegated to go to the Premier League.
That wouldn't be relegation, Don. That would be promotion.
Yeah, promotion. Promotion though. So right now, if they are able to gain 3 more points, they'd be in the top 6. They would be in the playoffs of between teams 3 and 6, where the winner of that playoff basically gets promoted, and there's a shot that they might actually make the Premier League this year.
That would be amazing. That would be absolutely fantastic.
Now, here's the problem with it. If that dream comes true, they're going to have to do so much to that stadium just to make it Premier League eligible. They have to, because that happened to Luton Town a couple of years ago, because that's the team we saw when they played Chelsea. They got promoted for the first time, but they had to, by regulation, get a tunnel in where an ambulance is able to drive in. And the thing is, they got delayed 2 weeks on those home games just getting that tunnel ready. So could it happen? Yes. We're talking to Marcus before the screening last night. There's a shot that they actually might go back to back to back to back.
That would be amazing, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? That's a great problem to have, though.
And to piggyback off of that, I sent Alex a link earlier today. Trevor Noah has a podcast, and his guest this week he has a co-host, but his guest this week is John Oliver, and they do a lot of football talk. It's a little over 2 hours. I loved every minute of it. And that's holding me over until last week. Tonight returns next month.
And speaking of TV talk, have they released a date of the next show of his? Because
nope,
they're talking. Yet. Okay, because they were talking February, but he hasn't.
If I were a betting man, I would say February 22nd.
Okay.
Maybe the 15th or the 22nd, but the 15th is Valentine's Day weekend, so Lord only knows. All right, boys. Anything else? Alex, did you have something you want to talk about?
Yes, I've been waiting patiently. A couple hours ago, they announced that the filming for Global Wars is postponed, but they have not given a replacement date. But they did say that with the winter storm coming in, for the safety and interest of their talent and the fans, it will be postponed to a later date, but it has not been canceled.
Okay, good. All right. Over there. Actually, I'll just do a solo on me so it's easier to see. over right about here. There's a QR code, and you should click it to get to all of our social medias. You can follow me on your social medias. Everything is Yes That Rob Irvin. That is spelled ERVIN.
I'm Vexploit on all social media. If you'd like to help out the show, please go to prowrestlingtees.com and search for the Cheap Popcast. If you'd like to skip over that, QR code. That'll take you to every link we have, including Sunset Lounge DFW. But if you have a design or a tweak, or you're an artist who has an idea, any shirt that sells with your design on it, you'll get 100% of the proceeds. And you can send those to alex@theclubhousepodcast.com.
Yeah, you're all to get those shirts and even make me look good. ProWrestlingTees.com/cheap-podcast. And on Twitter, I'm Eddie Bunu. And if you want this madness to your place, email me, Don, to clubhousepodcast.com.
Email Don for information on how we can come to a live show for you. We love doing live remote shows and hanging out with the Empire. Got some cool stuff coming up as the year goes on. You can email me questions, comments, concerns. Tell me to go pound sand. I am Rob at theclubhousepodcast.com. Charla Marshall is on Pinterest because we are morally obligated to say that. I talked to my sister briefly this week. We're trying to find a way to get together for the Rumble. Our normal show every Thursday night. And even sometimes not Thursday night. Maybe sometimes it's live. Sometimes it's not. You don't know. Join our Patreon and you get all kinds of cool stuff that we're going to be doing this year. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, your one-stop shop for all things sports, entertainment, pop culture, and pro wrestling. So until next time, for Alex, for Don, for the Empire, I'm Rob. Clubhouse is closed, and we just celebrated the anniversary of Brittany Palmer's retirement from the UFC. Good night, everybody.
This is a Stolen Water Media production.